Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to City Skylines 2 once more to Sleepy in City Skylines. And yeah, we have the first kind of like skyscraper. It's not a real skyscraper yet. I mean, actually it is, right? It is a skyscraper. It's a smaller one though. And it's the first one, the first of many to come. We have a pretty high density residential demand right now, and I would like to also now finally fill in those blanks here that we have pretty close to the city. This is where we just moved away the industry zone from. We still have some tiny patches here that we can get rid of, no props. We're, by the way, just barely negative, so it should be fine tax wise. Let's move them away. And by the way, yep, there's also still the chemical plant here that gives the industrial efficiency bonus citywide. It doesn't really matter where it is. Let's actually have it somewhere here close to the highway then, overlooking it and overlooking kind of like also my industry zone together there. With that, let's get into some building. Now we do have this grid area pretty close to the city center with low residentials, and I would like to use this now to get in my first high density ones, and we can just basically now get them into these areas here, right? I would like to do this. Also probably this block here, and yeah, probably this block there too. There is a park, I think. Yes, perfect. We can use this park, of course, to increase the look and feel of this area here. And I would also like to squeeze in another one here. Can we have a... Oh, that's too small. This would actually fit. Just a city park. There you go. That we also have then on that side. And as you can see, based on the cranes, this is going to be a tall building here. Holy cow. Do physics allow something like this? I don't know. Let's just hope there's no storm or something like that. That's an interesting skyscraper for sure. And we continue also with, of course, more normal building. Yeah, the pollution here is a problem, but it should not be a problem for us right here. Because then I can also have some normal blocks here. And also here, right, and here, and a bit further outside, probably some row houses there again. On that side, we can keep the offices for now. Should be fine. Now, I said this would be a park. I was lying to you. I mean, unintentionally lying. Because, of course, we're going to have a pretty big park here already. Doesn't make sense to have another park right next to it, even though we got some beautiful, fully grown trees here. And they look fantastic. But unfortunately, we cannot use that here. This is going to be high density city block area, and I would like to use it like that, right? So we are going to have a nice chunk of streets in here. The area that is free now, I would like to use for primarily some low residents here right now. It's still a bit polluted, the ground, but it's going to be fine, I guess. And let's just place them here. Now, this, of course, is just temporary because I really don't want to have these neighborhoods stretching to the ocean, right? So we're going to have some high density, let's call it high density, yeah, lower residential zones than here, just almost along the highway, really. Here perhaps also in these blocks here, right? So they're going to make this whole area full. Along the highway, definitely we want to have some offices. So this is going to be office space here primarily. And here actually not the whole area full, but only up to this point for now. Because then we have some service buildings that are important where we still might need to apply some more modules to that. Here we can also still have some offices then, and this is all going to be some normal residences, even though it's not really demanded in this area right now, because that's the ground pollution is, yeah, turning a few people off. I wonder how, but that's okay. They're going to take a while now here, right? And yeah, I can't get the industry demand down. Whenever I build something, more industry pops up. And we can only do this by, I guess, yeah, raising the taxes there a bit more for industry, right? So let's put it to 20% at this point. But even the 20% is not even half of what my residents are bringing me in. So this is quite a crazy difference there. Despite that, people here level up. Of course, they level up if they have enough money left after paying taxes and expenses. And that's still fine, right? So even with all of that, we get some proper industry popping up over there as well. And yes, my skyscraper district is growing now, so this is all high density, so eventually we will have skyscrapers then here everywhere. I do have a new signature building that I would like to use in addition, the Rubik Apartments, luxuriously stylized brick building that has many visually inspiring aspects. I would like to have this here then close to university ground and stuff like that, so it's also pretty tall and pretty deep. right? So it goes all the way over here. So this is a great location because then we have a park right in front of it at some point soon, hopefully. There is, yeah, some commercials here that we can get rid of. And we can actually make the mixed housing that has commercials and housing in one place. And it's not too tall, right? So kind of like the tallest buildings in the center, and then the density goes down a bit the further we go out. It's being built immediately then. First construction site here already. Of course, I was putting it off a while, but we can't any longer. We are almost a city now, and what does every kind of like big town need? Well, a university, of course. Let's go ahead and into the milestone points here. There we have it, a university. It's a huge building, and it's going to also unlock us a few more tags down the road. But for now, let's start with the university. That's the one. And it has modules around it too, so we're definitely going to need some space. The cool thing is though, it has an extensive park already around it, right? So you basically, theoretically, don't need to build a huge park around it. We're still going to make a special street just for this one. That is probably here along this smaller main road. Let's call it smallest main road, because I definitely want to have then some trees and stuff like that in its surrounding. 128 meters in each direction, and then going down again. And then we have the I think I will need to make it longer actually. Let's place it. 1.5 million credits and 2,000 experience points we get out of that to place us at that very first university. And actually we do need to have a bigger street, because the university has a parking lot left and right, and it does want to have its connection then to that as well. So let's just make sure that we have then this one connected on both ends of it. What's even stranger, the university already has such a huge park left and right. We can still add more parks to it, right? And those are the sizes of it. And if you really want that, more parks, of course, we can also add a big library, probably 2 of them, and then also some in-building extensions as well, or some in-house extensions there. The parks, it's important that we keep them active. And as we can see, yeah, we do need to do some landscaping here again. The building is so big that it's almost impossible to find enough flat land for it to work on. This looks pretty flat to me. Even if we activate the contour lines, I don't think we see that much. Right, there's not that much elevation going up, but still it is something. So I do need to create this tiny area then here as well. And also on the back of it, but that should be fine. And then here also expanding a bit further over. Right, and since this is all going to be a massive park, we can get rid of that here, or we can hide it rather smartly, I should say. Let's just make it here. I think that's going to work out. Here actually it's coming to the same level again as my town hall. That's fine. And it was so expensive. Can we afford the modules? The library we could afford. It increases the students' chances of graduating. The extension wing for more students, and then we have the parks. Huge, really. And I would probably like to try to squeeze in those libraries then as well. Let's get the park in here. Costs another 50,000 and will lead to 20 outdoor recreation on that side. And we probably should do the same thing on the other side as well, to have at least 2 parks available there for that university. And we of course continue also with a bit of slope here. And then we can actually soften it, the edges again, make it invisible. There you go. Should be fine now. And then of course we just have a park around that. And of course we can still have some more special buildings than here and here. So some smaller government buildings or whatever. And then with the university, I mean, it already has this huge park around it. And we're just going to make then a natural looking park all around this area, where people can also go from the one side to the other one. We can also make connections here, right? So I think this should connect them. Yep. All around this one. To the other side. Yep, having some paths throughout the block. We can then just add now trees to that. Unfortunately, once again, no line tool that we can do this with here. We can, however, increase the density and also the bush size. So I probably can take the whole park. I almost can take the whole park into one brush, right? And then we can just place trees, bushes, and to make the whole thing a bit natural looking overall. And of course, we can then always get rid of some paths somewhere along the road and add more more buildings that we can use then here. Perfect. Of course, the whole thing needs to grow now. Going to take a while for all these trees to grow. Also, the first high-density commercial buildings emerge. They look fantastic. And what we can also see for the first time is that some people are unhappy with high taxes. Also, increased traffic is causing unhappiness. So this is also a really good indication actually of what my limits are, right? So for taxes, for example, I may want to consider reducing them. It's still a -1 only at the moment, so it should be fine. But overall, of course, we definitely should monitor this one. Right now, we're making a decent profit there of 8,000 credits. So money is going up. That's great. We are almost back to pre-university level. And also we are having a steady income of 250 people to 500 people per hour at the moment. Speaking about traffic AI, yeah, well, the bugs still also exist here. They can't decide on a lane, and the funny thing is with this crossing here, I've had my trouble ever since. Right now there's not a big traffic jam piling up because of that, but eventually we'll probably have to look at this. Also, look at my income, 26,000 right now coming in. The taxes for the residents are exploding exponentially. I have no idea why, really. A lot of people are moving in, but it's never been at such a high rate. We'll just see where the money is going to. Surplus-wise, we don't have that much of it. Deficit really still green, even though we produce 200 tons a month. It's not enough, and livestock is not enough. The rest, though, actually here we have, and we are exporting also a lot of stone. This is definitely getting lots of money in our pockets here. And yeah, of course, the skyline is growing. I mean, skyline, it's a lot of blocks of concrete. This one here is definitely the most beautiful one. The rest, yeah, well, I don't know. This green tower here, I would probably like to demolish. Of course, everyone should go outside before I do this. Looks a bit strange here. These big houses right next to normal lower residents. So what I'm going to do here is, of course, we're going to change things around a bit, add medium density all around these skyscrapers, and probably also some row houses here at the edge, so that at least this transition does not look so bad. And probably also here a whole row of medium houses. As much as I dislike it, the low residential demand is increasing once more. I do need new neighborhoods, and this is just a good location for it. So what I'm going to do is here, first of all, we can actually purchase another tile right over there. Perfect. And with that, expand our tiny roads then along these as well, so that we have the main road already that we may want to expand all the way then here. Woo. That was fun, and we continue with another curve then into this area, because that is then definitely another expansion that we might want to think about. And here, yeah, well, here we can actually go ahead with a new funny neighborhood that we probably want to have then somewhere over there. And oh, I can already imagine that there's quite the slope in there that we already have. So let's get rid of that road again. Once more, we need to terraform the hell out of it. Let's just go and see, because unfortunately this is something, honestly, I like the game, but I don't like this, right? So you need to be so incredible careful when you want to carve on a mountain. And you know, almost every map has a lot of mountains, and I don't know why, but it's just a bit tedious after a while to always have to terraform my way through that. So if I want to build something here, we need a plateau, right? So I guess this here is fine. I don't want to make it dense or any denser than this, so we're probably going to create a new plateau here. So once again, I need to carve then into the mountain, right? And we're probably carving all the way here then. And of course, we need to be pretty careful to not carve too much, because otherwise the slope is getting ridiculous then. So here, this looks like a proper plateau now. Yeah. Are we actually lower than before now? No, this should be fine now. And then we're probably going to make something here. And now I should be able, hopefully, to create a nice slope. Perfect. And the same goes with this area. So it gets even green again then. This is what it should be, right? So no one has ever seen that. No terraforming happened here at all. And we have a nice plateau though, still. And in here, once again, we can get our little snake street in. Probably a bit of a bridge we still will need. And can I please activate my contour lines? Thank you very much. I will probably need to start a bit higher. So if I want to have my road system here, I hope that we can actually squeeze in some 2. That's not looking clean. And yeah, poof, there we have it, a new smaller neighborhood. Now the thing with that is, from up here you can't see the difference, right? But once you get a bit closer, you can see that this one is of course way higher, and that this one again is way higher. So I could of course carve even more in, but then we would get probably another not so cool looking mountain right here. This one I would actually like to keep because of the trees. I like this as it is, right? So we got these tiny satellite neighborhoods that eventually of course will grow together somehow. Here, a bit closer than to my farms, we can also go ahead and make some more dense lower residential zones. So we have a main road here. That is a main road, yeah. No, it's not. It's actually just a 1-lane, 2-lane road. Would still be fine. We're going to create a nice exit here, and slope-wise should be fine. Yeah, I barely see anything here. And then I just want to create some more dense looking neighborhood as well. Probably could keep the center for a park or something. Funny thing is, once it's piling up, we barely lose demand. Once every new construction site has been finished, or actually placed, we get the demand up there again right away. So I guess we have endless demand for this right now. Now I would like to move my attention now a bit further here to the other side of the city. First of all, we are going to upgrade the roads here right away with the 6 lanes. So starting right here, we're just going to upgrade this whole area there now to 6 lanes, because this is also going to be the heart of the city at some point, right? And I definitely want to just work with that right away. We can actually also go ahead and purchase some more tiles here. Down to 2 now. Whew. Really don't have that much room anymore. And I would like to have then this one continuing onwards. So this is still our road here that leads into the mountain village. Eventually we'll need probably a highway system from here going up then. This might be a solution. Let's have this one. And then probably another exit somewhere here. And this is going to be dense grid stuff here. Oh, also small city. We're city status finally. 2.5 million we get. Also some milestone points here once more. And let's have a look. High density offices are unlocked now. Also high speed highways we can unlock now. Traffic flows faster on these. Combustion engine ban and city promotion. Advertising increases the city's attractiveness, which brings in more tourists. This unfortunately also increases the crime rate around tourist attractions. So tourism, hooray, also coming in here. Our way to the big and then the large city there. There's actually nothing else here to unlock anymore. Until the... where do we unlock the next thing? Oh, we don't see that, of course. And yeah, this is now high density stuff that we have here. 27,000 credits are rolling in per hour right now. And also some 400 people still moving in all the time. And yeah, we don't need room for these guys. So that's the area then for this. First of all, I would also like to go ahead and just place us a road once again. Then also by the river. So I'm probably going to make another... then here, and I have special plans for this river here, so let's keep a bit of a distance to it. This can actually go up then in a straight line, no props, right? And with that we do get this new area then out of city building here. For now I would like to use this primarily for some lower residents once again, because yeah, that's basically where the demand is, right? So we could probably go ahead and just have a jolly good time over here in this area, with perhaps also another smaller bridge. And with that, we got this nice grid block here that we can now just fill in with some normal lower residential ones. And of course, at some point, we're also going to upgrade this then eventually to something higher, perhaps also here along the main road. Oops, all the way to that point here, probably. Let's have some commercials there as well, where people can shop. And perhaps also already some offices along the main street here. Why not? And probably also on that side here. Let's also keep a bit of a distance there once more. Just along the river, we are also going to see then some nice terraforming. But now let's just let them move in. Another thing I would like to unlock now, we have a few points available, 27 that is the parking areas finally. And parking areas will give us the ability to place parking lots. And boy, do we need them, especially around commercial zones. We have lots of parking, lots of people just parking on the streets. And of course, we should probably provide some space for them to do this. And let's go ahead with that. Small, medium, large, very large, and also an overground parking building that has been unlocked with it as well. So that's the ultimate ability then. And we're to use this then, of course, in one of our first commercial districts where we have quite a lot of stores and also high density stores already. Some of them have parking lots in front of them, right? But there's not a lot of traffic going in and out, so I guess these buildings don't allow traffic for or parking for other stores, obviously. Let's go ahead and just place us really one in front of them. And that is a medium one that we can have right away. And here there's probably some space left, right? So hopefully it's filling up. And I would also like to have another medium one probably somewhere on the other side of this mess as well. Try to get rid of these two buildings here, then that should also be fine. And probably also somewhere in here. And the thing about this parking lot there is actually, wait a second, sorry, let's make a big one out of this, or a larger one. Makes a bit more sense. And the thing with this one here is, let's also have a pedestrian path to the other side. That connects it then, and we could actually have this on both sides. Nah, let's not do this. And then we can also go ahead and increase the density of these houses here. Actually something I wanted to do. Of these houses here. A bit low at the moment density wise, so definitely want to increase that a bit. Alright, another problem right over here that we have, and this is this vanilla, it's the original interchange that we had here, intersection of the highway leading into a small town back in the days. Right now, it's leading to a bit of a traffic jam. Reason for that is obvious. These guys here don't want to go to the highway. They want to go over here to this road and then all the way over here to my industry zone that is growing by the hour. And in this industry zone here, well, they want to commute to, of course. Problem is that there's also a lot of people coming from this highway that actually want to get into the city. And this, of course, leads to a bit of a congestion here. We do have, lucky us, a solution for this problem. So first of all, let's get rid of this power line there again. We have the transformer station still that I will need to move a bit away just for the time being. And let's also move this here, or just remove it altogether. And then we need to delete this intersection, and problem is there is no real button for this, so we need to manually remove every single tile of road here. And I'm just going to do this. And we do have two cloverleaf intersections actually. That's the half or the partial cloverleaf. That is this one here, and then the full one here as well. The full one is a bit too big in my opinion for the time being. We are going to use it then later. I would like to use the partial now because I want to see all of them in action. And this one here actually should get the job done, because as you can see, if I put it right, people coming from the left will then only enter the road above it on the right. Right, so and the people coming to the city or from the city just pass through on the left track here. So I think this is going to do the job. We'll just see how it turns out. I'm really curious, and yeah, we just need to find us a proper location. Let's actually get rid of this road there. It's a bit annoying there, and let's get it in as close as possible for this. And yeah, probably something like that should do the trick. And there we have it. It's actually looking rather fancy. This one here is for medium to high traffic, according to the description. So it should actually do the trick, and we'll just see about that. Then I just need to, of course, connect once again my highway again here. So we're going to use the one-way line. Let's make it 3. I mean, I do have a 2-lane here. Probably, let's use 2-lane again to just keep it in line here for what we want. And then I'm just going to, once again, make the connection then here. And the same applies to this track. There you go. And we just have to do the same thing on the other side. Very nice. And then here I would now like to use a 6-lane road, as we are really entering this era now of, oh wait a second, we still have the 4 lanes. So let's stick with 4-lane for now. And we might then just move on to 6 lanes later. And here now I just need to make that connection. There you go. It's so easy building those roads, really it is. Let's unpause again. I think we still have a bit of a problem here with the lane section, so let's just have a look. I will need to replace the ones accordingly. So this one here, of course, leads down, and this one here leads up. So if you want to change directions, a right click is not doing it anymore. We need to drag it over and replace the road with that. And then we have it all the way to the other side too. This should do the trick. Let's just see what happens with those cars. They do find the right location again, right? They don't simply disappear, right? They just move back over the dirt, back to the road. All right, let's just look how it actually turns out. As we can see, these guys here are now entering the path, so they can go right to the city. And the ones passing from the city can just actually pass through on this outer lane here, leading to more traffic flow overall for this intersection. Going to take a while for the traffic to really come back to normal again. Some of these people don't really know their right lane. That's still a problem, unfortunately. But usually the traffic is very smart at this point, I think. And there's the flow restored. And yeah, after a short time, there's almost no traffic here anymore whatsoever. So this, for now, is doing the trick. However, of course, we're going to reserve the space here once we dive into the high density then. I think also a cloverleaf would be then perfect here or here. There we already have one. We just need to, make the connection there, honestly. I do have this farm over there, and that's the cotton plantation, just beside a normal bigger road. Now, another cool feature is that if I want to replace this was not possible previously in City Skylines 1. Now I can just say, for example, don't upgrade it to the left side, but upgrade it to the right side. And with that, we can actually upgrade this road without having to move the farm. This is a pretty neat feature, I think. Now, with that, we actually have the connection here. Now, I just need to make the connection. And once again, we're going with let's go with a highway this time. We can also look how that's actually going to turn out. We need to actually tone down any guidelines for this one. And then we just make that connection work. And here we are actually entering then the 6 lane. And how does it look actually? This is not looking so bad, a bit janky here perhaps. Solved. And with that, we actually have a rather decent looking split of the road that leads then to the highway. For now, of course, later on we're going to make a big road then leading to that. I think this is fine, and those people can now actually get over here to the city. Let's just hope that, this road is sufficient for now. It's a country road after all. Meanwhile, the downtown area in the polluted ground area is coming along. Some people complain, right, but only for a short time, because then the pollution gets removed. The same here, look at that, this neighborhood is growing. Unfortunately, I underestimated how long it takes for ground pollution to disappear. There's no real solution to this according to my information right now, so we'll just have to wait really. There is the toxic waste removal option, industrial waste processing over there, but it does cost a ridiculous amount of money. It's actually 8 million that this one costs, and we do have just around 8 million. I don't want to spend this amount of money for something that might not even work. The incinerator plant is great. The recycling plant is actually my go-to right now. We have it over here, and there is this, let's have a look, hazardous waste collection point. This actually collects hazardous waste, and perhaps it also removes it to some degree. I haven't found any other information on this matter though at the moment, so for now we just need to wait. And if we look at the overlay, you can see that it does in fact disappear. So here it's completely gone. Here there is a spot opening up of clean ground again. Here we still have high pollution area. Wherever we build something like here though, it disappears faster. So I think just building something else that is not industry over it actually solves the trick as well. So these guys here are kind of like now my cleaners, and they're going to just grow here, right? Some medium density housing. There's some office space already coming up just here at the central park. And this is growing now as well around also my education district. Speaking about the education district, I moved it once more. This time it's a bit further outside, not along the main road anymore, but a bit further outside where we also have areas for greenery and also where there is or was high pollution. So hopefully this also gets removed faster with this. Speaking about pollution, over here where we had the high school, there's basically no pollution anymore. So it's really cleaning it up quickly, right? So children for a more cleaner environment, please. Now we're going to use this for something else then, once I have an idea. This one is still growing. We have a pretty high demand though for also medium density and high density housing. That's in this area. So I could also just go ahead and have some of them here then, right? So hopefully there is some more people popping out. And since there is a combination of commercial and living space, we could also just go ahead and say that here we do have people or apartments with shops below them, and there, as you can see, it's popping immediately. So there's a good amount of demand here. We probably could have it then on that side too, and here. But of course, bear in mind there is some high noise here in this area, so people will probably be not too happy about having that. Here we can also pop them a bit, and then we'll just see where it goes. Look at that, how fast pollution disappears. That's great stuff. It's just those guys here now, and they all are happy now. The same goes with this area. Yeah, unfortunately, no matter what I try, this partial clover leaf is just not working out for me. Even adding a roundabout here does not really work, as we have this typical problem here. Look at that, the connection coming outside is actually just one lane to the right and one lane to the left, but no one is using the left lane. So what we could do in order to solve this, make it a 3-lane road here. I'm just going to mess it around here now. So out with the new, in with the newer intersection that we have now. Partial cloverleaf is gone and we're back to the full one also for this area now, because traffic is just too high for even the medium intersection to handle this. So we have now 2 of these guys, right, and one in the middle then with the roundabout in the center that is still doing an amazing job at that. I just hope that mods will bring in even better intersection, because I think the vanilla ones do lack a tiny fraction of volume there. With that, so far so good. Traffic has been fixed for now, and also a new district is coming along, and we continue onwards in the next episode. Stay tuned.